strange, isn't it, in the world of Harry and Meghan? You know, as we often say here on the show, they are the worst sort of people for themselves. They don't know how to manage themselves. The people that they pay thousands of pounds to seemingly don't know how to manage themselves. And when you look at the previous PR company, Sunshine Sachs, you would have to say rather dubious as to the things they suggested or indeed put together. And as ever, I have to say allegedly. But you know, you've got a lot of money at your disposal. You should be able to get the very best people. And by that, when I say, if you look at people like, you know, the bigger echelons of celebrity, and that's what Harry and Meghan are now, you know, people like Madonna, you know, she crafts her own publicity, good or bad. She knows exactly how to play the game. She pays heavily for it, but that's what you need to do. How come Harry and Meghan, seemingly though, are exploited, used, abused, and normally they're paying for it? Let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today, as ever. Thank you so much for joining me on this grisly London day. And also thank you for your lovely comments about the recent historical London theatre I wanted to share with you. Good fun, you know, isn't it, looking around these places? And as I say, when you look at the history, what I always find strange, though, is the grisly stage doors. You know, you walk down there and you think, you know, Anne Bancroft walked down here, or Barry Manilow, well, you know, really? And then you realise, yes, they did, you know, if they wanted to get into that particular theatre. Lots of history, and as I say, I like to share it with you because, quite frankly, it's free. And, you know, if you want to look at somewhere like that, go and take some pictures and look at memories. You know, there's all sorts of statues and stuff like that that you don't need to pay a fortune for when you come over to London just to enjoy it. That's what I would suggest. Back as ever, though, to your breaking royal story of the day. We'll have a quick wave. I know I've forgotten, haven't I? Ooh, becoming very lax. How are you? Yes, thank you. Now, thank you for reminding me. I can see you tapping on the screen. You're getting angry, aren't you? You'll spill that Horlicks. Be careful. Now, this is an interesting story, seriously, because, you know, as I've said to you before, sometimes you don't necessarily need to pay for publicity. In the case of Netflix, they've had oodles of free publicity by signing Harry and Meghan. You couldn't have bought that publicity, even for the colossal amount of money that they gave them for literally doing nothing, according to Family Guy. Yes, that's created waves, isn't it? But what's interesting here, you see, is now, as you know, the final, allegedly, series of The Crown is coming up. And what's more interesting about this is they don't know how to, you know, push it, because they know there's a huge negative backlash featuring the late beautiful Princess Diana in some of the most harrowing scenes, and more importantly, the most pivotal scenes of her career, you know, post the royal family, particularly the Landmine Charity Foundation, which Prince Harry undertook himself. Some might suggest, you know, piggybacking on the back of that particular story. Not me, I'm just suggesting. But what's interesting here is this. Now, the boss of Netflix has come out and basically said, oh, you know, there's a ring fence around Harry and Meghan regarding the Crown. Now, let me tell you how this works. By the fact that he simply mentioned them and got them into the story, now basically means that he, the boss of Netflix, knowing that the last two series of The Crown have plummeted dramatically, has made sure that he's inserted the people that he's paying a lot of money for free into the story, which basically draws your eye to it on a digital platform or indeed a newspaper. Ted, the boss of Netflix, is indeed very clever, but very difficult times. Whatever they say, subscriptions have gone up, but subscribers have gone down. And the bigger problem with that, quite frankly, is how do you keep your audience attached? Well, you create controversy, whichever way you want to describe it. And the bottom line for that now is this. By saying that, people will think, oh, right, so they're kind of cool with it, are they? He's pushing the story on to the next phase. Nothing that Harry and Meghan can do. Once again, exploited by a company that they signed on for, but had little idea just how powerful or indeed how clever they are. What it does show is their lack of inadequacy on how to deal their brand new world of celebrity. Once again, Harry may bleat on, but he signed on for the almighty dollar. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.